Hey, how's it going everyone? Hope everyone is doing well. My name is Noah and this is the Backyard Project. For now, as far as the foreseeable future goes, this channel will primarily be focused on a backyard renovation that my brother and I started to plan out late last year and are starting to implement it this year for 2021. We'll most likely be posting every Friday or possibly Saturday, depending on how our schedules go, but consistency for us is key, so at least you can expect a video once a week. I think now that more families are home and have more time together due to the pandemic, it really gives a good opportunity for better bonding time with your loved ones, and for me and my brother's case, it will be through some blood, sweat, and tears with our backyard project. Well, maybe just a lot of sweat, hopefully no blood and tears here. The plan for now will just be to video our progress, and with the current situation, I'm expecting the full completion of the backyard to be done somewhere around early June of this year, but plans can always change and things can get delayed based on the weather, or if we start to run out of funds, or any other factors that might slow us down. Now I want to make a couple things clear from the get-go. First, me and my brother have very little to no experience when it comes to landscaping or DIY type of builds, but thankfully, there's the power of the internet to help us and assist us along the way. I wouldn't expect something extremely lavish or crazy coming from us. Instead, the project will be focused on more simpler tasks with clean lines and simplicity, as we are just amateurs, but who knows, we may become masters by the end of this. Secondly, at least for now, we are only working on this project once a week during our free time when we aren't working, which is why the progress will be a lot slower than your typical backyard builds you might see on other channels. The current plan for this project will be going for a modern look with an elevated backyard, a secondary patio, and possibly a small basketball court if the budget allows, but plans can change and we may adjust things accordingly. We'll also do some experimenting with concrete and DIY projects to help create a more completed backyard. Anyways, going to the video, I do apologize for the poor camera angles as I'm currently filming this on my smartphone and it's a little hard to find the perfect area to film, but I'm sure as we continue making the videos, we'll start to get it down. So please bear with us as this is a work in progress, and a lot of new things are coming to us at once. However, we are definitely welcome to suggestions, or if any of you know of an easier or more efficient way to get the project done, then please let us know in the comments. As you can see with this limited view of our backyard, there's a bunch of rocks, and by a bunch, I mean the backyard is basically covered with them, with the exception of a couple trees, some plants, and a couple bushes. But other than that, it's really just a bunch of rocks. I probably should have looked up a better way to move the rocks instead of using some shovels, a rake, and a wheelbarrow, but we're working with what we got. I also do want to add that it's extremely important to hydrate and take breaks when necessary. I think when doing a project like this and you don't want to have a specific timeline, especially since the intent is brotherly bonding in our case, pushing yourself too hard will probably end up in some not so great results. We don't want any fainting or fighting here, so. So yeah, I do gotta say that after this day, I had a lot more respect for those that are in the landscaping and construction business, as it requires a lot of strength and also knowledge to be able to do some of the things they have to do. So props to all of you that are in that industry, and would just say to keep it going. Hopefully by the end of this, we at least get a better understanding, but I definitely do understand that doing this gives me a newfound respect for those type of individuals, so thank you. If you're really paying attention to the beginning, my brother and I failed a bit and wasted a lot of time by using just shovels to dig up the rocks, and I later realized it was a lot faster and easier to use a rake to gather all the rocks together, and then use a shovel from there to transport the rocks to the location we are wanting it to go. So using a lot of common sense there, but yeah, brain doesn't work all the time. From here it was just raking, and you got it, more raking. It honestly felt like it was taking forever, and no matter how much we were raking and shoveling, I felt like we weren't making much progress. But as we kept on going with the raking and shoveling and the pickaxing and everything, you can feel the progress kind of slowly start to keep on going. It wasn't until we got to our second portion, as you'll see soon, and you look back when you actually start to realize all the progress that you made, and especially afterwards, it's actually a pretty good feeling to know that, hey, I actually got a decent amount of work done. So as you can see, yeah, it's just continual raking and continual shoveling into the wheelbarrow and unloading. So yeah, really fun stuff currently. Not really, but I do promise that we will have some more interesting things along the lines. For now, we will just be moving rocks, but the next episode should include the start of some of the garden, most likely, but you know, we'll see from there. But yeah, as far as right now, it's going to be a lot of moving the rocks and just cleaning up the area to make sure that it's going to be all prepared for what it is to come. A lot of our goals right now is to not only clear the rocks, but also to take out any shrubs, tree stubs in the ground, and any large rocks that are just going to make things a little harder for us in the long run. And especially the big thing is leveling out the ground, so that's going to be a big one as well. You can also notice that my grandpa actually started helping us out a little bit in here. He will probably show up in more videos, but yeah, he has a lot more backyard experience, landscaping experience than we do, and it tends to, at least for our backyard, take care of all the trees, water the plants and such. So he will probably be a big involvement in our project, but given his age, I don't want to push him too hard, so only if he wants to is at the times where I'll allow him to, but I just want to make sure that he's on the same page as us as well. But yeah, definitely props to my grandpa for helping us out and kind of showing us some tips and tricks along the lines of how to kind of get the backyard done. He has years of experience, so I kind of trust him on what to do. As you can kind of see here, he's kind of showing me, you don't see it in this angle, but he's kind of showing me what to do and kind of what the planning process should be as far as the way the backyard works. And from here, basically the rest of this was just kind of clean up. We were going to do a little bit more, but I realized it was getting kind of late. Sun was going down a little bit. Can't really see it here, but you know, we were just kind of taking our time. Here my brother took the camera and is kind of finishing up the last touches, kind of showing what we did. And yeah, like I said, you can kind of see a lot of the progress here. There is still some rocks that we'll have to get rid of in the ground, but for the most part we got most of the things gone, and now you're just looking at rocks. So overall, I think today, or that day I should say, was a success, but you know, we'll have more things to come in the future. Like I said, if you guys like the content, please subscribe and liked the video. But other than that, just leave a comment, anything you're feeling. You can roast us in the comments if you want as well. Thanks for watching.